100%. 100%. Yeah. What about you? Do you agree with the connections?
Yeah, but I think like for me, it's less like the way I would look at it is like it's about chemistry, and like I could sit and talk to you for 20 minutes and have a great conversation, but have zero chemistry.
Yeah.
Or I could see you for 5 minutes and flirty looks and body language and all that, and then hey, we could have great sex and we could have had all of a 5-minute conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. For me, I mean, I understand the difference.
It's different. Yeah.
Sure. But for me, I think connection and chemistry, I find them to be very in sync. Like, I find them to be almost the same thing.
Yeah.
That's for me. What about for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? You
connection and chemistry.
Connection and chemistry?
Yeah.
When I see connection, I normally, when I think connection, I think about conversation. I think about, my heart, their heart, and sort of the intellectual mind behind it. And then when I think of chemistry, I kind of think about how your body fits together.
Right.
And that attraction from a physical standpoint.
Right.
But other people can take that in other ways, I guess.
So question. So do you think you can have great chemistry with someone and great sex and then not get along with them? Because there's those girls who you can just, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
But you just don't get along.
There's those ones that
like, fuck you.
There's those ones that like
I guess
you don't get along, but you have the best
women, men, we want to make sure everyone knows we're gender neutral. So we're all heterosexual here, but it's when I'm talking about myself with a woman, that could just as easily be with a man. It doesn't make a difference. But I mean, I totally think that I've had some great sex and I've tried to make it work because the sex was so good. It's like, fuck yeah, I want this to work. You try to but it just doesn't.
You don't want anyone else to have that. It's like,
fuck, you make a really good point. You make a really good point, yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Good job, Eddie. Guy comes in out of fucking nowhere and saves the day. Saves the show.
Yeah.
So, speaking about, okay, so let's say that you get the first date. Do you feel like this day and age, with the dating apps, with everything that's going on, do you feel that romance is kind of a thing of the past, or what do women want now besides watching the fucking Bachelor and pretending that they're on the show?
I don't watch The Bachelor.
No? A lot of women do because
it's
a fairy tale romance.
I'm
not just saying that to make myself feel better.
I know you're on The Bachelor, but I don't know. I just don't watch that. But
fair enough.
So what was the question about the romance?
About romance. Is romance dead? Like, do you think that romance is dead? Do you think that?
I think so, because it's like, I don't even know where to begin. Just like with social media.
Yeah.
And like the whole like fuckboy trend too. Like
what would you say the fuckboy trend is? Tell me about that.
So like they slide in your messages like, hey, how's it going? Like, so I have a runny nose because I don't have a Kleenex. I'm like legit, like I have a runny nose.
That's okay. You shouldn't have done so much cocaine with me.
Okay.
No, just kidding, totally kidding. Okay.
I know, it seems like it, right? But no, I'm kind of runny
okay. So tell me what the fuck he's getting you some Kleenex.
So fuckboys are like, they'll say what you want to hear, and then you fuck them.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of...
That's it.
But it's such a trend. Like, it's so many people... Okay, I think so many people are afraid of...
Speak up.
I think so many people are afraid of love.
Of love.
Because, it's really hard to trust. I mean, we don't
That's
have to
an
get into this.
Point. No, get into it.
Gotta rub that extra cocaine off my nose.
No cocaine in this household.
Oh, they smell good. Yeah. What the fuck did you put on them?
Oh, that's the, what is that? The, what's that fucking shit you put over their faces to knock them out?
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, that's the, what is it?
Chloroform?
Chloroform. Listen to chloroform you're smelling.
Of course I would know.
Oh, man. That joke could have been a lot better had I remembered what it was called.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep in mind our message here, our positive message at the end of all this, is to make sure, have fun, but always be consensual. That's our biggest thing. I think that even though we're all sort of adults here, we're really trying to make this a fun show for all ages, but more importantly, the young adults that really are struggling to figure out what is okay and what isn't okay. It's really tough these days with movies like 50 Shades of Grey to really think like, okay, well,
that's romantic.
Yeah, but this is the thing is that there's actually really a lot of communication going on there.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen the movie?
Well, I've seen part of it.
You've seen part of it? So there's the communication. He won't do anything without signing a contract. And so it's basically like, like a real estate deal kind of thing. Let's just use that for reference. Cause
I did read the book.
Okay.
So I know.
So you know how deep the contract was?
But yeah, but...
So guys don't understand, or women don't understand, or whoever, you can't just go up and sort of start choking someone out and think that that's hot, right? And,
no.
And I think there's some confusion there. And this is the thing, and I want to ask you about this, because I feel like, as much as I preach being consensual and communication, there's also a time when a man needs to be a man.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So like,
all right, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So
for this one.
So what I'm saying is, I mean, sometimes you have to know when to be able to lean in for that kiss, or to to know when it's okay to kind of pull her.
Have that like control a little bit.
Yeah, sure. But I think that do you agree, or do you think?
I do. I like that in a man.
Yeah, so a man's still at some point in time.
You still have to be a man, like,
right? As much as we want to teach gender sort of equality, at the same time, I think that women are still emotional creatures. Men are still sort of more logical creatures, and I know people are going to eat my head off for saying that, but it's kind of the way that we.
But it's the way it is.
Yeah, right. I mean, hormones, things like that. Okay, it's kind of built in us. So.
And we're taught to, or conditioned
from
a young age.
Right, yeah. And I think that you still need to know kind of, and this is the tough part for young men, is knowing with these sort of trends up and coming with BDSM and kink and fetish, and women sort of getting more knowledgeable at younger ages. When did they...
Oh, that's scary though.
It is scary, but you should see some of the fucking conversations, like when I don't know if anyone watched the Dirty Bingo I did with Spenny last week, but some of the texting threads are pretty intense between these, kids that are 19 years old. I don't call you kids, you're young adults. I was there too, but seem like kids compared to me.
What were they like?
Oh, daddy, I want you to choke me, spank me so hard, stick your big dick up my ass. Like, it was just...
See, but like, where are they like, so they're like...
But I don't know, are they getting this from porn, or is it...
Probably.
Yeah.
I think porn too is a lot like, it's not the same as like old porn or
old porn.
Okay, well,
it's a little
back in the day.
It's evolved.
Now it just seems like it's just like all rough and like
It's made for.
You never see. I guess it's made for that because it turns people on. But that's what people like, and that's what a lot of men like think too that women like.
Yeah. Well, the thing with porn,
you know what I mean?
The thing with
like,
porn,
it's not really that fun. Sometimes.
Sometimes. So
yeah.
So wait a minute, you're saying when you're giving a blowjob, you don't like choking and not being able to breathe? That's not always okay.
No, and that's what you see a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that the problem with the porn industry is that a lot of it is male produced and male dominated, and I think they're kind of gearing it towards what they think men want. So men learn a lot from these porns because they're not.
Think that that's what
they think that that's what.
And because that's what they're watching before they do any of this. So they think that the women like being choked out and fucking gagged with dick.
And I think I think there's a time and place for porn in a relationship, or I think porn has its purpose.
What do you mean, like porn, like in a relationship, like to watch together as a couple?
Sometimes, so say that, and what I mean by that is, if you're in a relationship that's a little bit stale, or maybe you want to try something new but you don't know how to express it to your partner, you could throw that on as a porn, and maybe, so for example, say it's anal sex. I always go there, but anyway, say it's anal sex, and say that that's something that you want to kind of, you want to just broach that subject to your partner.
Yeah.
So you watch the guy sticking his dick in her ass, and then you say, hey, honey.
But it looks so easy.
That's true. They make it look easy.
It does though. It just like it's like nothing, and it's like so enjoyable. But what do you mean? What do they
all porn stars like they don't eat like 24 hours.
Not all of them, but this is
right. Well, the idea is you're supposed to like not eat 24 hours before you do your scene.
Really?
You do an enema. Right, so you clean out your ass.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a process. Yeah. Well, you're on camera too. No one wants feces to come out.
But shit like that happens.
But
literally.
Oh yeah.
Literally. No, you don't have any boobies.
Okay. I feel like there is. Okay, I'm just gonna put this down.
Good.
I'm good.
You're good.
Okay.
You're all good.
Okay. So. What were we talking about?
We're talking about anyway. Maybe that was a bad example.
Okay, so on porn, it looks like you would not, because you're not going to see feces. You're not going to see all that stuff on porn.
No.
But like in real life,
magic.
Right. So if you tried to fuck someone in the ass like a porn star does, you might run into some roadblocks.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
That happens a lot though.
Right.
I talk to girlfriends and they're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, sure.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Good choice of words.
Seriously though, like holy shit. Like,
yeah.
you know, like there's, you know.
I hear you totally.
So it also feels for women like too, like you're just like, oh, you get all nervous about
just,
that. Like,
shout out, little Miss Chrissy just joined live.
Oh, hey, little Miss Chris.
Hi.
Don't interrupt my fucking broadcasting.
Our other host.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so back on track here. We were talking about porn. So, anyways, from romance right into porn. So, romance, the fuckboy. So, what happens with these DM messages? Like, they slide in. They
slide in the DM.
Is that what it is? Like, this is a new thing. The slide in the DM. This is what guys do now. Is this what makes it so tough to stay in a relationship?
Fucking right, because it's so fucking easy to get anything else.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
and people don't care if you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I think we should, I mean, whatever happens to respecting the sanctity of, like, don't fuck with happy people. You know? I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know.
And like letting those happy people like be themselves and do like just because they do certain things like
sure
pictures, videos, whatever, like doesn't mean that they're just that's their way in.
Yeah, I noticed that there is a trend happening where the up and coming generations are less likely to get into. They're almost like they don't want to be involved, so they always want to be available. And that's something
because it's like you never know like what else is out there.
Yeah, but is the grass always greener? Whatever happened to...
It's not true.
Yeah, whatever happened to watering your own grass? I mean,
I agree.
I think that there's a lot to be said. If the relationship is unhealthy and there's no fixing it, I'm all for letting it go. But I think that people are much more frequently...
Well, it's much easier now.
It is. Maybe it is.
Like,
Maybe technology...
Really is.
Yeah, you're right.
And
you're absolutely
technology, like I have my views on that, like...
On technology?
Yeah, I like it.
What are your views on technology?
I like it. Like I like if I post a selfie sometimes. Or like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I like it. I like seeing other people and like my family and stuff. But like really.
Yeah. When you post...
I think it's. I'm scared for my children.
I'm scared for my daughter too. Why I'm like I know it seems ass backwards because I'm using profanity to talk about sex.
Yeah,
but the idea is I want to try to make this more open. I want people to start communicating more. And I want it to just be a better world where people aren't so fucking shady.
Fucking right.
Right? Like, I'm really, like, when did honor and, when did it become so fucking cool to just be a fucking constant liar? That's what drives me nuts, is everybody lying to everyone about, oh no, I didn't message her, or you know what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
Just, if you're going to be single, I think my biggest thing right now is if you're going to be, I'm all for, like obviously I'm sex positive, and if you're in a relationship and you want to involve other people, if you've talked about
that's you and your partner's discussion, right. That's your choice.
As soon as you start going behind people's backs.
And if you want something like that, you need to communicate and let your partner know. But
do you think
a lot of people won't do that though.
Do you think you need to communicate that?
And then they'll go behind your back.
At what point do you communicate that?
When you're feeling it.
When you're feeling it?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter when?
No. So, beginning, end, middle.
Right.
It doesn't matter. When you're feeling it, you need to speak up and say, hey, like I have a fetish. I have this, like, bring another woman into,
sure, or preference.
Yeah. And then some guys are just like, they don't say that. And then that's when they go behind, and same with women. Like, it's,
Sure.
Because they aren't confident or comfortable enough to say that to their partner. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So again, it comes down to communication.
Communication, yeah. Like if you want something, say it.
And being able to communicate. And I think that this is hopefully opening up a dialogue where people get more comfortable saying things like cock, pussy, fuck, shit, whatever.
Yeah, pussy.
Pussy. But like, the idea is...
Don't ever do that again, but that was kind of...
Okay, alright.
Oh man!
The idea here is that, these are terms that people are using, your kids are using them, whether you want to believe it or not. They might be angels in the household. They're going to school, and I guarantee you they're saying fuck. I guarantee you they're saying shit. I guarantee you they talk about cock and pussy. I mean, depending on their age, of course. But don't kid yourselves and don't live in the dark. I mean, that's what I have to say about it, but that's just my opinion.
About it, right?
You're welcome to say that I'm wrong, right? But